We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Green Bay Packers. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. Down the first carry for Ty Montgomery. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Rodgers hands to Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing. Intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Carr to throw on 2nd down. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. Jake Ryan in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line, and after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
319!
1st down. Here's the run with Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Rodgers now on 1st down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On second down, Montgomery. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
That's fine. Yeah. Hurry up. Hey.
Now it's Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Williams. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And the Raiders have got him.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Check.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A gain of 3, second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he finds Jimmy Graham. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. 2 former All-Pros connecting. Rodgers fighting his tight end Graham. Packer first down. Rodgers will bring him up to the line, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Rodgers going to give this one to Montgomery. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
So, hey, let's go, come on.
Draw play, Rodgers to Montgomery. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words.
So, hey, let's go, come on.
Rodgers to Montgomery on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
It's not a bad idea. Set up in the gun. Send a bunch of guys out wide and let the defense think you're going to try and put one in the end zone. But here, the draw play just gets bottled up from the start, and he'll wind up losing yardage.
In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with it and try and get him settled.
And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like if they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
And not much room there, so he'll get it up only to about the 21. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. On 2nd down, here's McCarron. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Set. 319. 319.
McCarron, the final shot before the half. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching this on EA Sports. It's in the game. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity?
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now McCarron throwing on 2nd. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down now. Now here's McCarron on 3rd. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. McCarron to throw on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Working from the gun here, McCarron. He finds Roberts, complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
McCarron now 4 of 5 since coming on. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Back to the ground. This time it's Anderson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And now they'll throw it with McCarron. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the gun, it's McCarron. Hard throw, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Quick throw that's complete on the inside slant.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And this is the 10th carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now a play fake here on first down. He sets to fire deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Melvin. And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
After the INT, it's McCarron. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll throw again from their own end zone. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And the defense has got it in their end zone, and that strip may have just saved this ball game for them. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
The extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. The tackle will be credited to Jake Ryan.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back now at Lambeau. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the 4th. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. McCarron now on first down. Room to run inside the 40. And he completes it to Jordy Nelson. And finally taken down at the 34. And a nice gain of 21 yards. McCarron now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now McCarron. Incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
McCarron again here on 2nd and 10. Lets it go for Nelson. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now Rodgers. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
319! 319! 319!
On the give, this is their fullback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 32-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed a quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Letting one go deep for Roberts. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap from McCarron. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. A give to the fullback on the dive. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation late.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for them. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
Hurry up, hurry up.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Everyone's got 4 down. 319. 319. 319.
And they will take a knee here. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column too.
So for Green Bay, it took a few weeks, but they finally get their first one of the season here in Week 4. And they